Будемо починати. Так, що там стрім каже? Вроді запустився. Провіряємо. Так, ну що, вроді все працює, звук є, картинка є, все працює. Да, працює, все працює. Можемо починати. Та ну що ж, всім привіт, hello everyone. Продовжуємо грати в Genshin Impact на PlayStation 4. Сьогодні будемо грати крупний івент цього патча 4.1 під назвою Поезія. Вот. Я думаю, за дві частини ми пройдемо цей івент крупний. Казав, що тут озвучка точно є. То що, ну, виходить, тільки один у нас івент був, який без озвучки був в прошлому патчі 4.0. Так, ну понятно, що, наверное, в главних ролях тут буде у нас що Хутао і Вінті. Корону заберемо, камінь стока, все як положено. Зльоти падіння, вроді казали, вже відкрито. Все странно. Я думав, на той вівторок, в середу буде все відкрито. Обично не так швидко. Ну, коротше, подивимося, коли пройдемо, має з понеділка. Подивимося. Щось ще й награди такі мінімальні, я б сказав, мемора, руда, карточки. Ну, камні, само собою. І поезія. Так, ну що ж, давайте почнемо. Це ж івент. Я вже сюди прибіг. Осталось пару шагів зробити і ми почнемо івент. Так що, розпочинаємо.
Looks like you're having fun. What's the occasion this time?
Oh, do I spy a traveler and a Paimon? We were just talking about you. This is more serendipitous than finding Mora after face planting on the road.
В кучу море. Ага, какое совпадение.
It's been too long. I'll bet you have some thrilling new tales from your journey to fill me in on. I can see it in your eyes.
Так, как всегда, в путешествии некогда скучать.
Excellent. I knew I could count on you. What were you talking about before we got here? Something fun? Or something delicious?
Да, пойманы бы пожрать.
We were talking about one certain traveler and how two's company but three's a crowd as the inseparable duo tore around Tibet, making 4 friends here and 5 more there, often at 6s and 7s as they brave the lakes and seas, collecting pieces of 8 and countless other treasures. They clearly must have 9 lives. Wink, wink. Let's hope they have less than 10 deaths.
Це на якийсь бред, де тут нам порно розказували. 1, 2, 3, 5, 9 і так далі. Геть не цікаво було читати.
What the? It just gets worse and worse.
Історія о бреді про Хутао, да?
Shortly, you may attend a grand banquet at Stone Gate. All will be dressed to the nines for majestic food and fine wines. And after 8 long drinks and 7 shorts, they'll each write 6 lines 5 times. You've been to all 4 corners of the world, so in 3 short seconds, can you guess from these 2 stanzas of 1 speech each what this event is about?
Ну, Вінті трохи лучше текст був. Праздник счета, праздник поезії.
Correct! It's a poetry gala, and Mondstadt and Liyue are hosting it together.
Тільки Монштант і Лію.
Do you still remember the promise I made to the distinguished director Who here during the lantern rite? Oh, something about writing poetry together?
That's right. At the dinner table that night, I just knew this young bard was a rare talent with exceptional taste. You know, it's rare to encounter such a kindred spirit.
Та невже. Ну, у вас є різниця. Ти не п'єш, а він п'є.
And now, I've finally seized the chance to collaborate. It took me much trekking across the land to petition Eugene Terrace and contact the Knights of Favonius, but eventually, in the spirit of friendship and poetry sharing, I managed to successfully organize the neighboring nation's congenial poetry gala.
Bit of a weird name.
Ну, таке собі названня.
Liyue's poetry is known far and wide, and Mondstadt is the city of wine and song. With two nations teaming up, it'll be double the fun, and a great chance for people from both places to get to know one another.
Как следует повеселиться и напиться.
Hu Tao and I will be the co-hosts for this poetry gala. Of course, I haven't studied the various forms and formalities of Liyue poetry for very long, so please forgive my dreadful performance just now.
Ну, то вже то краще був всіх, чим Хутав.
Not at all, Venti. You followed my lead most excellently.
Набагато краще, чим тебе, Хуташка. Щось ти підкачала.
You flatter me.
Well, this sounds like fun. Let's get involved.
Да, люблю побаловаться стишками. Конечно, послушать стихи всегда приятно.
Oh, Paimon, sure you'll be amazing. Remember that time in Liyue when Paimon gave you the first half of a couplet? Wind rises, winds never churn. You came up with the second half right away.
А в облачном море пливуть облака. Ну да, от варіантом, наверно, було таке. Ну, явно без озвучки було там. Ну так, хто ж не знає, то в нас же ж Ітер і Люмін. Вони нас німі, вони не вміють нас говорити. У них, як би сказати, не знаю, хвороба чи що, якщо вони будуть говорити, вони собі життя вкорочують і можуть померти. Та й вони не говорять, можуть говорити тільки там раз у рік, видавити з себе пару слів буквально. Раді того, щоб спасти когось, там, Нахіду спасти, там, не знаю, Венті спасти, там, Райден спасти. А в всіх остальних случаях нельзя говорити, бо ж вони собі життя вкорочують. Це сарказм, хто не поняв.
Oh, looks like someone's got a knack for this. Perhaps we'll have to raise the difficulty a little.
Alright, so basically you guys are here to discuss the activities for the poetry gala, right?
Oh, looks like little Paimon's brain has gained a wrinkle or two. You guessed it so effortlessly, but you still guessed.
Huh? Wait, Paimon guessed wrong?
We came here hoping to invite a special guest.
I already told you, I'm not going.
Я не приду.
Xiao, you're here too!
Ну ж він тут завжди стоїть, походу. Стоїть.
Never having penned a verse myself, how could I hope to judge the poetry of others? Besides, afflicted with karma as I am, the raucous atmosphere you are cultivating is precisely the kind which I must avoid, as you well know.
Hey now, there's a first time for everything, right? We all start from itsy bitsy spider, but give it a shot and you'll be wandering lonely as a cloud in no time.
Да, від нього хочеться, що він ще шуткував, стихи тут розказував. Він так рідко де появляється, як то кажуть, на якихось мероприятиях. Ну це дуже дофіга хочете від нього, без вусик його звати, Сяо, да, Сяо.
And you don't even have to join us in person if you really don't want to. You can just watch the party from a nearby mountaintop and cheer us on.
Ну, отак ще можна.
But at least head down and take a look first. It's right by the inn, and there's plenty of fun activities to get involved with. It can't hurt to take a quick walk and check things out.
Besides, with the renowned traveler here, what is there to fear?
Давай с нами, будет весело.
I'll consider it.
Ти ж не до нього прийшла.
It's nearly time. Why don't you all head to the venue and take a look around? Quite a few of your friends should have arrived by now.
Yes, that's right. Venti and I still need to discuss the poem for the opening ceremony. So, we'll catch up with you later. Plus, our Adeptus friend might need a bit more convincing. We'll see if we can coax him down.
Gotcha! We'll be on our way then!
Не йдем, а телепортируемся. Задушевная встреча. Первая глава. Ну, суддя можна посудити, що мінімум 2 глави буде, максимум 5. Так що я не пам'ятаю, що було багато, ну і мінімум теж. Ну ладно, куди нам? Зараз подивимося на карту. Так, бачу гору. Ага, сюди десь. Так, ну я сходив смолу, взяв там експедиції, щоб вже не відволікатися від мелочей.
Wow, it's so lively! Didn't think there'd be so many people here already. And a lot of them are familiar faces. Let's go say hi.
Давай поздоровимося, хто там у нас є. Чунюнь Сінцю. Доброго дня.
Well, look who's here. This poetry fest seems to have attracted talent of the highest caliber.
Hey, Shincho and Chanyu are here too.
I was actually heading into the mountains to train, but he accosted me on the way and dragged me here.
Хоч би губами пошевелив би.
Oh, how your words wound me. Is it not the responsibility of an exorcist of Liyue to ensure that this celebration of friendship between our two nations stays free of evil spirits? Besides, this is an excellent opportunity to meet heroes who have come from far and wide. Surely, you must be curious as to how that heroine of Mondstadt was able to lift such heavy objects like they were but a feather.
Are you talking about Noelle? Yeah, she's super strong.
Нічого не Ноель пригласили?
Oh? Well, since you are so well acquainted, could we trouble you to introduce us later?
Okay, fine. But don't forget to help me with my investigation like you promised. That's the only reason I agreed to come at all.
Huh? What investigation?
Naturally, I could never forget such a thing. My word is my bond. Relax, dear Paimon. All will be revealed in time.
Так мені це подобається, губи не шевляться, а озвучка йде. Це як тупо виглядає, що прям піздець. Для 23-го року. Ой, мільярди заробляють. Ну ладно, мільйони величезні заробляють, там по 100 мільйонів, по скільки вони там заробляють. І не можуть синхронізувати озвучку з губами. Ну, прям лінь, що тут сказати. Позор вам, хуйверси.
Okay.
А Пайман взагалі не шевельнула губами. Даже в 2008 році вже, даже в 2006 вже деякі ігри там старалися совпадати губи з озвучкою. Не ідеально, але було доволі хорошо. Ну, по сарказму в 100 раз лучше, чем сейчас в Геншині совпадання озвучки з губами. Ну, бути більш точнішим, то як мінімум, наверное, в 5 раз лучше, чем тут. Тут прям позорне совпадіння губ з озвучкою. Я всі ігри не переграв, ну, по крайней мере, ті, які я грав ігри. В 6-му там вже було хорошо, в 7-му, вже в 8-му шикарно було. Році даже. Тобто, молодці, а тут хойверс такий деньги заробляють і не можуть цього зробити. Позорище. Так, ну нам треба поговорити, бачу, з Ноель. Діони. Ну давай Діона перш.
Diona! Traveler in Paimon? I didn't expect to see you here.
Ну, вначалі було непогано, так, більш-менш, а концовка запоролася. Я тільки що спеціально дивився, як губи совпадали. Плохо совпадали губи з озвучкою. А останнє слово вже вона закрила рот.
Are you here to mix drinks?
That's right. I was specially asked to attend this event on behalf of the Cat's Tail, and I'm also here as a mixologist representing the Mondstadt wine industry.
Угу. Вже десь 5-7 слів сказала вже з закритими губами в кінці. Я тільки що теж дивився. Теж плохо совпадало, ну якось з натяжки якось більш-менш, знаєте. На останніх 5-7 слів у неї рот закритий, ну озвучка йде. Це тупо виглядає. Ну тупо, некрасиво, плохо, і дивишся, то наче розробники новачки роблять ігру. Наче вони в перший раз ігру роблять. Ще простительно перший рік робили Genshin, ну вже рівно 3 роки пройшли, то можна було вже синхронізацію визубрити і вже вставляти правильно. Так, я не прочитав, що я прочитав, і ми далі підемо.
You're representing Mondstadt's wine industry? Oh, you must be hating every minute of it.
Да, по-моему, тоже все закрыла рот свій.
Of course I hate it, but it's also a perfect chance to destroy the reputation of Mondstadt's wine business once and for all. Opportunities like this don't come around every day, you know.
Піздець, а тут як мінімум 10 слів по-англійськи вона сказала з закритими губами. Ну це прям як тупо виглядає. Ой, мене це так бісить і роздражає. Бісить і роздражає, коли губи з озвучкою не совпадають. А саме більше роздражає, коли озвучка йде, там вже 10 слів, а то і більше, а губи закриті, а озвучка йде. Це мене саме більше бісить.
All I need to do is add some gross ingredients to the drinks, and I can create the most disgusting concoctions imaginable. Nobody will ever buy wine from Mondstadt again.
Отвратительные коктейли.
Paimon thinks you'll end up getting the opposite result.
Just you wait. I ain't about to mess this up.
Только смотри, не перетрудись.
Are you gonna write some poetry with us too?
Poetry? I've heard plenty of bards sing in the tavern before, but I've never tried writing any myself.
You should join in. It'll be fun.
Fine, if I have time.
Так, Ноелька, що вона в івенті участвує? Якось вона наче участвувала, Ноелька. Якось, і то чуть-чуть буквально. Було видно, що вона з самого початку її не брали взагалі. Зато Беннета пхали. Ладно, говоримо з Нолькою. Адміку вже добавили, бачу.
Oh, it's the traveler in Paimon.
Угу, путешественник і Пайман.
Are you here for the neighboring nation's congenial poetry gala as well?
Нолька, я так рад тебе чути і, якби сказати, твій голос. Прям дуже приємно, що ти в івенті участвуєш. Я дуже радий.
You said that with a straight face? Is Paimon the only one who thinks it sounds weird?
Да, представники Манштанта, да?
Representatives? No. Nothing fancy like that. We were sent here by the Knights of Favonius to help maintain order and set up the venue. But I didn't really do anything useful so far. Noelle brought all these tables and chairs here from Mondstadt by herself. She's a true knight.
Нолька.
Oh, no, that's just not true. Your efforts were indispensable. You selected the venue, drew up the layout, and so on. Also, you're the true knight here.
I'm still in training. If anything, I should be addressing you as sir.
Милашка.
What? No, 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 no. Please don't. Just keep calling me Mika.
Why does it feel like these two could keep this up all day?
Anyway, Master Jane did say that as long as we keep on top of our work, we should take a look around while we're here and get involved in the poetry gala as much as we can. But I haven't written much poetry before, so I'm not sure if I'll fit in.
I actually have the same concern.
Да, все буває в перший раз.
Yeah, plus you won't be alone. We're joining too. The Traveler's a really good writer, you know.
Паймон перехвалює нас.
Really? In that case, we'll try our best too.
Perhaps the challenge of writing poetry is a rite of passage that all who wish to qualify as a knight must eventually face.
Ну, піздець, скільки там, я приблизно десь, кажу, десь 7 слів, не рот закритий. От вначалі так гарно губками шевелила, озвучка более-менее хорошо йшла, і концовочка 7 слів без губи не шевеляться. Ну, піздець просто.
Paimon wouldn't go that far. But anyway, no backing out now. See you soon.
Sure. Maybe you can teach me a thing or two.
Oh, Mika beat me to it. I was gonna ask for help too.
Я научу вас обоих. Будем сочинять вместе. Та там не важно, що ти вибереш. Куди там далі нам? Сюди. Що там, починається свято, да?
Poems and melodies wandering the wind, wafting to pastures beyond their home.
Two greedy fishies struggling to swim. They ate so much that they're starting to groan.
Animal crystal fly draped in gold robes, a bright little light from that glazed lantern glows.
Вінді, хоч би губами пошалив би.
Benches pinch the rice and scoot while the boars of the forest anxiously root.
Welcome one and all to this festival of poetry, jointly organized by Liyue and Mondstadt.
Or, in full, the neighboring nation's congenial poetry gala.
Ну там города вони наоборот сказали. Ліо, потім Монштадт написав наоборот.
We're your hosts, Liyue's verse-monger of the darkest alleys, Hutao.
And Mondstadt's liquor-loving lyricist, Venti the Bard.
Любитель крепких напитков, я бы правду сказал.
The purpose of this event is to promote friendly poetic exchanges between our two nations. So please, have fun, talk to other people, and make some new friends.
If you're here, you're our guest, so please enjoy this poetry fest.
I'd also like to reassure everyone that this event welcomes people of all skill levels, from first-time rhymers to seasoned songwriters. If you ask me, the most important thing you can bring to writing poetry is authenticity. That means reaching deep down to all the thoughts and feelings you usually hide away or struggle to express, and putting them into words. Just right from the heart in whatever form you like.
To help everyone really cut loose and enjoy themselves to the fullest, Venti and I have carefully prepared 3 themes to be revealed over the course of 3 days.
3 дня, значить, що це буде 3 часті сюжету.
Let's get right to it. The first theme is Riddle Me This.
Solving riddles, huh? Interesting. It's actually a pretty good choice for a warm-up activity.
Whew. I'm glad they're not making us write sonnets or something right at the start.
Does everyone see the lanterns hanging around the venue? These have been specially prepared for the riddle game. Simply write down your riddle and hang it on a lantern. Then Venti and I will select a few to pose to the crowd, and you will try to solve them. We'll now give you some time to write down and hang up your riddles. Feel free to walk around and talk with the other contestants to get the creative juices flowing. And remember, whoever guesses the most riddles correctly will get a prize.
І що ж це за приз буде?
And with that, the neighboring nation's congenial poetry gala has officially begun.
Мало людей, звісно, прийшло. На праздник поезії. Так, що, до стубів підійти? Що мається в виду? Чи куди? А, ось я бачу.
Oh, let's see what's on this lantern. A tender sigh for home, how far the flowers roam. A visitor asks me why, for a dream beyond the sky. Okay, someone from Liyue definitely wrote this one.
I just read that one too. Liyue's poems seem pretty difficult to grasp.
Dreams? Sky? Is it talking about some kind of bird?
So it means something like, this thing's really far from home. It's in a vast area, and it's flying really high. Is that it?
Oh, you're amazing, Paimon! Oh, it looks like I still have a lot of learning to do.
Oh, it's nothing really. Once you've spent enough time in Liyue, you just sort of pick up on these things.
Вешки.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. Back when I was out with the Grandmaster on the expedition, I started picking up some local customs without even realizing it.
But back to the riddle. We still haven't actually solved it. What could it be talking about?
Something that flies high and far. Oh, that makes me think of dandelions.
Чи дуже быстро мої губи шевелилися.
Oh, that makes sense. And Mondstadters believe that dandelions can carry your feelings on the wind.
But maybe we're missing something? It can't be that easy. After all, it's a riddle from Liyue. What would their equivalent of the dandelion be? If there even is one. What do you think, Traveler?
Одуванчик.
Great! Then we'll have one answer ready to go when the game begins.
Right, just like Venti said. As long as the interpretation makes sense and reflects our perception of the poem, then perhaps there are no wrong answers.
Well, no matter what the real answer is, the guessing's all a part of the fun. Let's go look at the next one.
Oh yes, I want to see if there's any Mondstadt-style riddles.
Мені дуже приємно, що Нолька участвує прям хорошо в цьому івенті. Якось вона наче ще участвувала. А самі перші рази буквально капельку якусь там було зв'язано вроді з Альбедо, з горою. Ми там щось прибігли в помістя цей Ордофавоніус, там вона нас зустріла з Сахарозою, щось там пару фраз сказала, все, і більше й не було. Ну, ми там з Джин поговорили, ті в гори пішли, Альбедо, туди-сюди, і вже Ноль не було. Там наче вже був цей Бен, там щось таке.
This one says... Oh, this handwriting is just awful. I have 4 corners like a square pancake, but I'm stuffed and seasoned and carefully baked. I pass through the lips 1 piece at a time. The more you consume, the broader your mind.
Вона Паймон дуже медленно читала, я вже давно прочитав.
Oh, wow, Paimon's drooling from that one. Is there really a food that can make you smarter? Paimon's gotta try that!
Oh, Paimon. You have to look past the surface level meaning with riddles, or you'll fail to plumb their depths.
Huh? So have you got any ideas, Shincho?
Singcho just hung that riddle up a moment ago.
asking you to write something a little more elegant.
This festival is about building friendship and mutual understanding. With so many friends from Mondstadt present, I thought I'd try writing something more accessible and less flowery, so that more people could enjoy it.
Hey, not bad! So, buddy, does that mean you can tell your old pal Paimon the answer on the sly, or...?
Даже Пайма знала, что это за блюдо.
Not a chance. You'll have to wait for the answer to be revealed, just like everyone else.
Ha! Meanie!
If that's how you feel, why don't you try and stump me with a riddle of your own?
Maybe Paimon will! We'll see who stumps who! Traveler, you help Paimon come up with a riddle, right?
Пайма не хватає мозгів. Придумати. Можеш придумати загадку. Із задоволенням.
Ha! At least you're nice to Paimon.
Я за сюжет граю, за нікого не зможу пустити, ну, свій мір. Ой, боже мій.
Then I look forward to seeing the fruits of your literary labors.
Ha! Prepare to get stumped!
Я Пайман розізлив. Ще, що там, ще одна десь? А, все.
Even though Paimon said she'd write a riddle, Paimon really doesn't have any clue how. Let's start by reading a few more of other people's for inspiration. On 4 long legs, my slim body sits. I eat not a bite and drink not a sip. With a passionless face, I greet countless guests, whom I carry all day without needing to rest. Is this talking about some kind of animal?
Всем животным нужна еда. Это какой-то предмет.
It's a chair.
Это стул.
Huh? Diona, how did you guess it so quickly? Wait, were you the one who wrote it? No, of course I didn't write it. The answer just popped into my head. I'm always telling the cats in the tavern that the chairs get tired from working all the time, so they shouldn't use them to sharpen their claws. Oh, okay. So a riddle needs to have a bait and switch. Are you trying to write one? Yep, and thanks to you, Paimon's just thought of one. Maybe I should try to come up with one too. Alright, Paimon's riddle is now hanging up. Diona, do you want to know the answer? Nah, no need. I don't really care about winning a prize. Oh, okay then. Well, looks like it's time to carry on with the event. We should regroup with the others. Sure, have fun.
Ну, вже 35 хвилин пройшло, щось довго у нас іде сюжет.
Hey, looks like everyone's about done mingling and riddling. Gather round and look this way. Venti and I have selected several riddles from everyone's contributions, and we added a few of our own to the mix for good measure. Shortly, we'll randomly select a few to read aloud. If your riddle gets selected, remember that you have to announce the correct answer at the end. Anyone who guesses correctly gets 1 point, and if nobody guesses correctly, the writer of the riddle gets a point. Sounds fair to me.
Of course, when the riddler reveals the right response, it only counts if everyone agrees that it's not too far-fetched.
That's right. Now, if there are no more questions, it's time to reveal the first riddle.
Hopefully they'll draw at least some that I can get. Oh no, does only the first person to solve it get the points? Ugh. That means I have to be first to raise my hand.
Please choose Paimon's riddle. Please choose Paimon's riddle.
Riddle number 1. Let me see here. Ugh. This riddle is, unique, especially the handwriting. I have four corners, like a square pancake, but I'm stuffed and seasoned and carefully baked. I pass through the lips, one piece at a time. The more you consume, the broader your mind.
Ну, піздець, а тут як мінімум 10 слів вона сказала, а то й може і 15-20 слів сказала, а губи були закриті. От щось це так тупо виглядає, коли ти ось персонаж максимально близько до тебе, тобто на екрані, на весь екран персонаж, його лице, губи, очі. І ти дивишся на нього. І він сказав, не знаю, менше пів оцього всього речення, що на екрані з губами коли шевелись, а тоді, ну як мінімум 10 слів, а то й може й 15 сказав персонаж. Ну, озвучка 15 слів сказав, а губи були закриті. Це так тупо виглядає і некрасиво для текущої індустрії ігрової 23-го року. Ще й хуйверси, скільки грошей заробляєте? Та вам стидно должно бути. Позоріще вам і стидоба. І тут нема за що вас хвалити. Просто отвратительна синхронізація озвучки з губами. Просто сама отстойніша. Це, скажімо так, ігра класна. Но є деякі нюанси в ігрі, деякі мінуси в ігрі, які просто іноді бісять дуже сильно. Наверно, нікого не бісить, може мене одного тільки бісить в цьому світі, хто, ну, маю до серед усіх ігроків, хто грає в Genshin Impact, можливо, я один єдиний, кого це так бісить, а всім остальним на це насрать, всім кльово, круто, всім подобається, що така розсинхрон озвучки з губами, всім насрати на це. Головне, що красиво озвучено, красива картинка, а розсинхрон пофіг. Ігра класна і так далі. То це що, тільки як ви розсинхрон робите, бабла заробляєте, та йому на це насрати, та і все. А деякі компанії, там, Crystal Dynamics, там, Sega, там, Bandai Namco, іздателі і розробники, ну, Crystal Dynamics точно розробники, Bandai Namco мають і свою внутрішню компанію, яка розробляє ігру, ну і вони і ще й іздателі, наприклад. В яких іграх, виходить, ну, я всі ігри ж не граю в сіті, ну ті, що я граю і переграв, то там розробники стараються, синхронізують і озвучку, і губи, щоб прям це класно виглядало, ти дивишся і кажеш, боже, як ви класно озвучили, а й в деяких іграх навіть так роблять, щоб губи шевелились дуже так класно, бо ти говориш, ти типа, говориш, ти рот відкривається хорошо, і в ігрі персонаж так відкриває хорошо, а коли якісь там глухі букви, ти якби трошки відкриваєш губи. І персонаж теж трошки лише рот відкриває. Тобто це дуже рідко таке буває, ну в деяких іграх таке є. А тут якби на дібісь зробили, ти і все. І просто тут нема за що вас хвалити. І це просто іноді так бісить, роздражає, що аж не можна. Ой, я ж не можу. Чим насрати на нас, на ігроків, чим пофіг уже, я цього не розумію. Що так тяжко трошки заплатити, ну, той, хто відповідає за синхронізацію, там, я не знаю, хай це звірять і зроблять нормально. Ніхто ж не просто, щоб ідеально було, прям мілісекунда на мілісекунди, щоб було. Ну, щоб хоч би більш-менш класно було це зроблено. А тут... Ну це просто піздець. 15 слів сказала закритим ротом. Що безкисле. І вже 2 патча підряд, і я за боєпропуском гроші не даю. Не купляю тепер луну. Бо якщо ви так нею тобі здете робити, то йдіть тоді в жопу. Ой, боже. Ладно, продовжаємо сюжет поезії вот.
They drew Shinchos!
Better answer as quickly as you can. You don't want someone else beating you to it.
You... Oh, brat! It's... pizza! The answer is pizza!
Ні, це не піца.
Even without the author coming forward, I can confidently declare this answer wrong. I mean, how does eating pizza broaden your mind? And while I'm no expert in exotic dishes, if I'm not mistaken, pizza is round, is it not? Like mora meat?
But eating pizza makes you happy, and being happy makes it easier to face problems that need solving, so... Okay, Paimon admits she may have jumped the gun on this one.
Паймон себе виставила дурою.
Maybe it's some other kind of food. No. Riddles are never that simple, and it needs to be something that makes people more intelligent.
Ну да, от коли думки звучать, то класно виглядають, да? Тут не поспориш.
If Paimon had known it was gonna be this tough, she'd have read more books in her time. What is it? Have you got it?
Книга квадратна.
Huh?
4 угла, а внутри полно разных слов. И каждое новое слово, которое ты узнаешь из книги, делает тебя умнее.
Oh, gotcha! Bucks! The answer is bucks!
Ну да, мы же сказали ответ. Ну, Лимин сказала.
That was quicker than I expected. I was quite proud of that one.
Oh, it appears the riddle writer has announced the answer. Okay, 1 point to Paimon.
Huh? So the answer was books? Oh, how did I not get that? Come on, Mika. Concentrate.
We're awesome at this! Oh, what Paimon meant to say was that you're awesome at this. Thanks for the point, Traveler.
On to riddle number 2.
I gotta get in there first this time.
High above the wispy clouds, amidst the gloomy snow-filled shroud, standing alone on an icy stage, beneath it every lowly sage. Looks like a poem from Leela.
Oh, it's...
I got it!
Looks like those two have some ideas. Could it be some kind of plant that lives in cold, high places?
Mika, please go ahead. As a full Knight of Avonius, you represent all of us from Mondstadt here.
No, how could I? It was you who thought of it first.
Well, my answer isn't necessarily correct. Besides, it's first come, first served, and you beat me to it.
No, I didn't. You were just before me.
How gracious and considerate our fellow competitors are towards each other. A wonderful sight to see. How about both of you say your answer at the same time? If you're both right, you'll each get a point.
Whoops, I didn't realize we'd made such a scene.
Oh, crud. I guess we dragged that out a bit. So, Noelle, what do you...
Yes, let's. Our answer is...
Cecilia!
О, та ти що, синхронно сказали.
Oh, that certainly sounds like a good candidate for the correct answer. A flower that blooms on the highest peaks and known for its exquisite beauty. The Cecilia is held by many Mondstadters to be the true wind bloom. Although, since the writer hasn't yet come forward to announce the answer, this probably wasn't the answer they were looking for. Sorry. Any other answers?
Oh, I can't believe I was wrong. Maybe it's a plant from Liyue.
Is the answer Genshin? The poem does evoke a strong sense of quiet, proud solitude in a high place.
Correct. I wrote this one. Genshin is the right answer.
No! Shinjo got it before Paimon could.
However, after listening to the host's description, I do remember reading about Cecilia flowers in a book once. They definitely fit the description of a pure flower standing proudly and alone on high.
В неї голубі волоси, голубі глаза і брови. А в нас случайно не житель цього... Боже, того скетого города, забувся ж його. Івент був даже. Коли то івент був 3.9 чи 3.7? Ну, патч був 3.7 чи 3.8. Я забувся, як називався той івент. Ну, коротше, ми якийсь там остров відправилися, вроді, із Клі, там і Какомі була. Там були ці жителі, в них теж були ці голубі глаза і волоси. Так що подозріваю, що ти, наверное, звідти сюди прилетіла, або... Ну, коротше, прилетіла звідти.
So, I'd like to approve the answer from our two friends from Mondstadt as well.
Really? Oh, thank you so much.
Well, since even the Riddler themselves agrees, all three contestants earn a point each.
Darn it! Shinjo's caught up to Paimon already!
Это только начало. У вас все по одному очку.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Moving now to our third riddle. Huh? Why is the handwriting so... floaty? What's got no wings but flies in the air, never gets tired of floating up there, so full of mora it comes out the nose, but in the sea, glug glug glug, down it goes.
Ну, це ще більш-менш непогано було. Ну, ми догубили озвучка.
That's Paimon's! They picked Paimon's riddle! Yay! What is it? Why isn't anyone guessing? Is Paimon's riddle too hard?
That's not quite it. More like, it's so ludicrously simple that we just cannot believe it.
What? No way! Well, go on then. Tell us the answer if you're so sure.
The answer is Paimon.
What?
It's Paimon.
I was actually gonna say Paimon too.
Me too.
No! You're all completely wrong! How the heck did you all think the answer was Paimon?
Paimon, do you have wings behind your back?
No.
You're always floating, but you never seem to get tired of it.
And Paimon has a very healthy appetite, which must cost the traveler a lot of mora and meal expenses.
I've heard from the senior knights that the traveler rescued Paimon by fishing her out of the sea. So, that means Paimon can't swim. So if she fell in the sea, then...
Glug, glug, glug. Wait! Now Paimon's doubting herself. What was the answer again? No! You're all wrong. The answer to Paimon's riddle is obviously the Jade Chamber! You know, the Jade Chamber that's always flying up there in the sky?
Is that so? I still maintain that the riddle actually describes Paimon more accurately.
Боже, з яких сюжета... Ну, більш-менш непоганий сюжет.
In fact, if we just added 2 more lines to the poem, it would be the perfect riddle.
Huh? What do you want to add?
The traveler's companion and talkative guide, a praiseworthy presence always by their side.
Aw, do you mean it? Can we really add that part?
Подтверждаю, Paimon самый лучший компаньон.
You think so too? Okay, then Paimon
Ага, перефразировала. Всеобщая любимица Пайман.
Great! And with that, the widely adored Paimon has gifted a point each to everyone who answered just now.
Guessing riddles is a lot of fun. And even though Paimon didn't manage to beat Shinto, Paimon still feels like she got a little smarter. Oh, didn't Changyu mention he was investigating something before? Let's go ask him about it.
Боже, уже затянувся сюжет, реально.
Hey, you two!
Oh? Hi, Paimon. You know, for a moment there, I was worried I might lose to you.
Oh, are you collecting your prize right now?
I am indeed. Though, if you really want it, I'd be more than happy to give it to you.
Seriously? Wow, what is it?
A most generous donation by yours truly as director of the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Namely, a buy one, get one free coupon for our high-end customized service package. It's a pleasant surprise to learn you're so interested in it, Paimon.
На слухи відхотав.
Nope, nuh-uh, no thank you, hard pass, you can keep it.
Ну, легкий юмор, ну хоча б хоч щось. А то вічно в них скукота в хуйверсів. Трошки улучшили сюжет.
Are you sure? In that case, I'll gladly take it.
Here you are. Now remember, this package comes with our anytime, anywhere, on-demand collection service. Just give us a call and we'll be right there. With any luck, we'll still show up even if you're unable to call.
So, to what do we owe the honor, Paimon?
What do you mean we? Changyun's the one Paimon's looking for, not you. Wasn't he saying something about needing help?
Oh, yeah. That.
How about I put it in riddle form?
Huh? Isn't the competition over?
'Twas like a demon not demonic, or devil devoid of the diabolic. Afar it floated free above the ground, but when approached, though sought, naught could be found.
Може цей Сяо?
Sounds to me like you encountered a ghastly little ghostie in the wild.
Perhaps I should just explain it. Basically, while I was training this morning, I suddenly caught sight of a non-human entity. It was floating in the air without any kind of external aid, and its body was almost transparent. At first I thought I'd finally encountered a demon that wasn't repelled by my pure yang spirit, and immediately prepared to exorcise it. But none of my methods had any effect on it, and when I went to try and get a closer look at it and tried to ascertain what I was dealing with, it disappeared into thin air.
You're sure it's not a ghost or spirit of some kind?
Quite sure. I could sense that it had a physical body, and if it were a spirit, I'm sure it would have been scared away long before I saw it. It's all my fault. I got overexcited, and in my haste, I didn't ascertain its true nature before taking action. Thinking back on it, if it wasn't an evil spirit, maybe I offended some kind of adeptus or illuminated beast.
You shouldn't blame yourself. It was something you'd never seen before. Anyone else would have reacted the same way. Besides, we're making up for it now by doing our best to find out the truth.
Any thoughts, Venti? Have you managed to untangle Chongyun's twisted tail?
Why don't you take a guess first, Tutao?
Oh, that means you have.
I can't be absolutely certain, but I'm reasonably sure it's not what Liyue would call an evil spirit or demon. So whatever it is, it's not dangerous. How about this? We can incorporate a search element into tomorrow's poetry activity.
Oh, does that mean we get to play outside while we write poetry?
Close, but no. Good ideas could just pop into your head out of thin air, but if you ask me, everyone should relax tonight and get a good rest before tomorrow.
You say that, but your gaze keeps drifting over towards the wine stand.
Задушевная встреча. Задання завершено. Так, значить, першу часть сюжету ми пройшли. Поезія, от. А це, походу, відкриваються всякі міні-ігри. Ну, да. Ну, все відкрите, бо вже закінчується скоро. Ой, ще ж треба поговорити, получається. Обряд бросков на 100 шагов. Прорив вдохновення. І третя. Ну, тільки 3 ігри, аж так мало. Поиск творчих перспектив. Ось на тільки 3 ігри. Що там у нас Міка і Сінцю. Чунь, Юнь і Нолька за столом сидять. Діона і Хотау. А де ж Вінті? Нема Вінті. Вентилятору. Ну, гарно нарисована Хоташка. Дождітесь 8 ранку. Наступного дня. Ну, то ми промотаємо время, то і все. Нічого не може бути. Ага, значить, буде у нас 3 часті сюжету. Першу часть сюжету ми пройшли, ще є друга і третя. Ну, я подозріваю, що у нас 40, 80 і буде 120 камней за сюжет. Що там було? Трикутник. Песнь необъятной лазури. Получает бонус опыта оружия во время события. Песнь необъятной лазури. Восстановление энергии. Так, в течение 6 секунд после попадания обычной или заряженной атаки по противнику уровень обычной атаки повысится на 8%, а уровень заряженной атаки на 6%. Эффект может складываться до 3 раз и возникает один раз в 0,3 секунди. Ну, тобто за 1 секунду може 3 рази ти можеш його зробити, цей ефект. За 1 секунду. Тобто урон обичної атаки 8, це буде 8, 16, 24%. Ну, це треба за секунду спіти вдарити 3 рази. А заряжена атака... А що це заряжена менше дає? А, ну заряжена ж більше б'є. А заряжена 6, 12, 18. Маловато, якби. А не важно, чим ти вдариш обичною атакою чи заряженою атакою по любому врагу. Ну, чи по любому монстру. У нас урон обичної заряженої атаки повишається, виходить. Вроді якби непогано в цілому. Тобто ти 7 обичними атаками б'єш, і ти їх якби повишаєш урон своїх обичних і заряжених атак. А ще плюс пробуждення, це ж івентове оружие, знаєш. По-любому ти більше там бонус. Ну і що навіть по 2%, ну за пробуждення маю йду, то це буде, що у нас 10, 12, 14, 16. 16, щось мені не віриться, що це буде 16, бо це що 3 рази 16, ну читаєш 15, це що буде 15, 30, 45. Тобто, виходить, плюс 48% урона на обичні атаки. Ну, понятно, що як мінімум буде давати по 1%. Якщо по одному, то це у нас буде 9, 10, 12. Тобто 12% буде. Ну, якщо по одному, то це 12, це вже буде і мало. Тут буде 36 буде. 36, 48, якби. Ну, якби невелика різниця. Ну ладно, непогана різниця. Ну, це книжка якби для керрі каталізатору. Для керрі персонажа. Ну, не знаю, де там, що там. Для Мони там, для Хейдзу. Для Різлі. Хто там ще каталізатор у нас керрі персонаж? Наверно, Ліза, наверно. Точно не знаю, я за Лізу не грав. Ну, якщо немає 5-зв'язочного, то це прям класно підійде. Ну, по крайній мірі, так в описанні написано. Тобто треба набрати, що це, 200 очків, ми можемо забрати книжку. Потім, виходить, одуванчик, закладка. Особый материал пробуждения для песни небятной глазури. А це материал пробуждения, закладка, получается. Дают за 400, 600, 800 и за 1000. Ну, да, або 4 штуки. 400, 1000. А за 1200 корону забираем. І що то для чайника, получается. А це що? Ну, матеріали для пробуждення оружия, але там по-любому щось одне. Тільки я не знаю, що ж там треба. Зуби, там ще кандали, пігулки. Ну, книга без поняття. Тобто мені вже предлагає пройти, забрати награди вместо поручення, виходить. Скільки я тут можу забрати? Чекай, тут якась нова місія мяу-мяу, я такої не бачу, треба попробувати і пройти. Так що брати я не буду це. Так, задання Архонтов, том 4, глава, ну да, це ж сюжет Фонтейна. Так, ну промотаємо время, що тут робити, що. Поэзия, вот, окончание события, да? Я в курсе, что уже окончание. А награда за порождение вопроса. Якісь розробники странні. Кидають цей вопрос десь в началі цього івента, цього поезії, вот. А треба вже, коли він закінчується, кидати вопрос. А ті питають, виходить, я вже пройшов цей вопрос, а ну там пройшов, коли це... Получається 5 днів назад, бачите, там письмо, коли ти проходиш вопрос, дають цю награду 30 тисяч. А все. І це письмо діє 6,5 днів, чи щось типу того. Тобто 3,5 дня назад я прийшов цей вопрос. І там питали, ви грали поезію? Вот, я такий, бо там 3 варіанти вроді є. Не знаю, що таке, пройшов, і типа я знаю, но не грав. Ну я вибрав, що я знаю, но я не грав. Більше не спів. Треба присилати письма вже, коли почти всі івенти закінчуються, ті присилати, і ти відповідаєш. І вони там питають, там, подобається, що там не подобається івенту і так далі. Награди там, чи хорошо все-таки. Та я вроді на все відповів, а це я тільки поставив, що я ще не грав цю поезію. От. Сіньянь, виходить, Еола і Нахід у нас письма. И письмо, что компенсация за ошибку исправления прицеливания персонажа эмиссар заточенных злодеяний Ризли Карио. Какая ошибка была за Ризли, да? Так. До 8 ранку треба промотати час. Все, ми тут стоїмо правильно.
Everyone got here so early.
The sun today. As soon as that leaf floats past Stonegate, we shall reveal today's poetry theme.
The theme of the second day of the neighboring nation's congenial poetry gala is pairing couplets.
Pairing couplets? Oh, I've heard of that. It's a Liyue art form where you have to create new lines of poetry based on fixed rules. Kind of like a fill-in-the-blanks game, but for poetry.
Heaven and earth, rain and wind, the endless sky and the boundless land, forest borers and ocean shrimp, lavender melons and matsutake shrooms.
Що то взагалі воно там не сходиться?
Based on a given line of poetry, you must create the second line to form a pair, or couplet. As long as you take inspiration from the wide world around you, you'll find it's not so difficult after all. The two lines should be neatly matched, complementing each other both semantically and rhythmically. In essence, it's just like most other forms of poetry.
To buoy your imaginations and allow the winds of inspiration to fill your sails, we've added an additional component, an inspiration walk.
An inspiration walk?
By inspiration walk, we simply mean wandering around in the wild, taking in the scenery and pocketing any poetic thoughts. Of course, to all our friends, old and new, please be careful while out and about. Wangsheng Funeral Parlor is already fully booked for the month ahead. And if there's any more demand, I'll be the only one with a smile on my face.
In short, please roam freely as the mood takes you. Enjoy the spectacular scenery of our two beautiful nations, and fill your imaginations with the most pleasing of poetry. We will all reconvene here tonight. Traveler, can you round up Xingqiu, Chongyun, and the Mondstadt contingent? I have a favor to ask of you.
Oh, is it that thing from yesterday?
Thanks. I'm counting on you. So, we hope that each of you can keep an eye out for this while you're out on your inspiration walk.
Are you sure this is okay? It was just something I ran into, and now we're imposing my business on everyone else.
Oh, please don't say that, Mr. Chongyun. Master Jean ordered us to work with you however we can to improve cooperation. Helping each other out is exactly what we're here for.
Besides, investigating any strange occurrences near Mondstadt and making a report to the Knights of Favonius is also part of our job.
I don't mind either, because while we're out, I can look for new cocktail ingredients too. Just think of it like an outing with friends. It'll be fun.
The way I see it, you should just humbly accept their willingness to help.
All right. In that case, thank you all very much. I will be sure to repay your kindness someday.
Now, how about we split into two groups for the day?
You mean to cover more ground?
Not just that. Don't forget, this is still part of the Poetry Gala. If we all see the same sights and sounds during our inspiration walk, how can we write unique poems?
That's true. But how do we decide who goes in which group?
Why don't we draw lots?
Yeah! That'll make things even more fun!
Drawing lots? But what if I end up with the Liyue crowd, and I can't think of anything to say to them?
I've got the slips of paper here. Who wants to go first?
Oh, Paimon! Paimon wants to go first!
Okay, so that's the Traveler, Paimon, Diona, and Chongyun in one group, and Xingqiu, Mika, and Noelle in the other.
What a relief. At least I'll have Noelle with me.
Then I humbly place myself at your instruction.
Oh, I don't think... that won't be...
I also await your guidance.
Take care, everyone. See you all tonight.
Did anyone forget to bring anything? If not, then let's get going. Dun, 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 dun. Come on.
Wow. Are those ears and tail real? So fluffy. All right. Miss Diona, is there some place in particular you would like to go?
Just call me Diona. Since we're trying to find that thing you saw, why don't we start with the place you saw it last time?
В путь на поиски вдохновения. Веди нас, командир Чон Юнь.
Captain? Hey, quit messing around.
За нами наблюдали. Слезы в листве. 2 глава. Ну що ж, куди нам портіруватись? А, бачу. Давай сюди. Тут сюжет довгий, ну, в цілому непоганий сюжет, можна сказати.
Whirling snow! Yeah!
Right over there, next to the water. That's where I saw it. But it was a little foggy at the time, so I didn't get a clear look.
The view from here is great, but there's kind of a gloomy atmosphere around here. Is this the
I wasn't taking a walk. I come here to train.
train? Like how knights train for combat?
It's a bit different. As an exorcist of Liyue, my training involves practicing techniques for the exorcism of evil spirits.
Exorcism?
I've always wanted to demonstrate the power of exorcism, but it's a pity. I've never actually gotten the chance.
Навіть і то привіт.
Changyun is 1 in a million. He has pure yang spirit, so as soon as he gets close, evil spirits run and hide. Huh? Isn't that a good thing?
It's awful. Have you ever heard of an exorcist that's never seen an evil spirit? A lot of people think I'm a fraud because of this condition of mine.
Your physical constitution is far rarer than the techniques still passed down by exorcists today. You should treasure it.
Conqueror of demons.
Is that a friend of yours? Yep, this is Xiao, an adeptus of Liyue. An adeptus? Wow, I've never seen one.
Каково играть на геймпаде? Круто.
Hello, Mr. Adeptus?
Just call me Shao.
So, are you here to train too? Or are you out for an inspiration walk?
When I heard about the exorcist's encounter, my suspicions were roused. That's why I'm here. I've already informed the owner of the inn. If you see anything out of the ordinary, return immediately and leave it to me.
I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to drag even the Conqueror of Demons into this.
I have already patrolled the area and found nothing amiss. Either the anomaly you encountered was no evil spirit, or perhaps it already left.
I guess that means we came all this way for nothing.
If there's no other business, I'll be taking my leave now.
Подожди, присоединяйся к нашей поэтической прогулке. Ты играешь на этом? Да.
Yeah, you should come. There's no one else around here anyway, so you don't need to worry.
But
I would also be honored if you joined us, Adeptus Xiao. It is a rare opportunity, and I have many questions about exorcising evil spirits that I would like to ask you.
fine.
Seems like this Adeptus is pretty shy. Or maybe all the Adepti in Liyue are like this.
Дуже тихо сказав свої мислі.
Team Changyun is a new member! Yay!
What? When did this become my team? Now that Adeptus Xiao is joining us, if anyone's team leader, it should be...
Don't overthink it! Diona, didn't you say you wanted to find some new ingredients?
Yeah, I don't get to come to Liyue very often, so I want to gather some new ingredients while I'm here. I've heard that Liyue's Jueyun chilies can set your throat on fire. Is that true? I'm gonna mix them into my drinks and give it a try.
Uh-huh. Julian chilies. I'm not sure that would taste very good.
Really? Perfect! Let's go pick a whole bunch of them.
What the...
Заоблачні перчики будемо збирати, що?
As well as Jueyun chilies, I also need some slime condensate or loach pearls.
Are those really fit for human consumption? This is starting to sound like something Xiangling would make.
Ба, ну путешественниця моя точно. Ну да, вона ми без нічого. Тільки з мечом. Ну, вся от у мене нема, звісно. Нічого собі, шанс крита 97. Звісно, критів 92, все на все, кіт наплакав. З коршуном, звісно. Чуньюнь 57 на 92. А Діона 57 на 102. Угу. Ничего с него тряж, можно нажатые элемента. Я вот заказал себе тоже DualShock. Вот. Сижу, жду, когда он придет. 4-й или 5-й? Там же элита версия еще есть. Там можно менять эти стики, если вдруг сломаются. Бачу, дали добігти до перчиків, більше нічого. Це ж взагалі ізі задання.
Useless. Boring.
Та ж знов не хватило.
Okay, this should be enough.
4-й.
Diona, you seem really committed to, making alcoholic drinks available to people of all tastes.
What? No, never! I hate alcohol!
Да, ну зато вкусно ти робиш ці напітки.
When grown-ups drink too much, they get that stupid drunk look on their faces, can't speak clearly, and don't even respond properly. Sometimes, they just sleep on the floor all night. Alcohol is the root of all kinds of evil.
Проспать на полу всю ночь. Думаю, когда приедет, сделаю обзор. Ага.
So, I'm on a mission to mix the most disgusting drink in the whole world and show everyone just how awful alcohol really is. Nothing can stand in my way. If it means coming out to Liyue every day to pick fresh Jueyun chilies, then so be it.
Is it really worth all that effort?
Yeah. Because all my previous efforts have failed. Those stinking booze hounds not only haven't woken up to the truth of how bad alcohol is, they even keep praising my drinks. It makes me furious!
But how is that possible? If this is the kind of stuff you're throwing into their drinks, it must taste absolutely vile, surely.
Are you calling me a liar? Well, if you don't believe me, I'll fix you a drink right now. Then you'll see.
Бо ти прям що з собою носиш набір для смішних коктейлів? Чай п'єш?
No need.
Just you wait.
Oh no. Is she really going to add those Jueyun chilies?
If her claims are true, perhaps she too possesses a unique constitution of some kind.
I don't see how it could have anything to do with her. Unless she's under the influence of some kind of power? Maybe an evil spirit.
No. I sense no trace of the demonic in her. Although there are traces of something else. Something in Liyue. We might say this child has adeptal affinity.
It's ready. Here, I made one for Xiao too.
Oh boy. Look at that color. Yep. She definitely added Jueyun chilies.
What's wrong? You're not allergic to anything, are you? Don't worry. There isn't even any alcohol in it. It's a slime condensate base with a seasoning of Jueyun chilies and finished with frog legs.
Surely there's no way this can possibly taste good.
Ой, та не пий, якщо не хочеш.
Xiao downed it in a single gulp. Oh, great. If the conqueror of demons drank it, it'd be rude of me to refuse. Oh.
Changyan drank his too. Is he gonna be okay?
This drink is...
delicious! It does have a touch of Jueyun chili, but it isn't at all overpowering. It's completely different from Xiangling's cooking or those drinks Xingqiu makes to mess with me. It's crisp and refreshing, with just a hint of numbness, and the Jueyun chili flavor combines with the smooth but not slimy texture of the frog legs to form a heavenly mixture. And oh, the slimes! Can we talk about the slimes? Before this, I never knew that they had such a pure and herby taste, like fresh grass after the rain. The power and purity of nature distilled into a cup. Amazing! Simply unbelievable!
Ну, щось там глаза сяють.
That's right. Slimes are absolutely sublime. Oh, I failed again. But wait. What's gotten into Chongyun? He's been so quiet up until now.
I'm great, and I gotta try another. Diona, if you please, one more.
Та, в нього глаза там що-то сяють.
Okay. I think I've calmed down a bit. I'm sorry. I can't believe I let you all see me like that.
It's fine. My fault for not checking your spice tolerance first. Oh, looks like this pure yang spirit isn't such a great thing to have after all.
Actually, before I drank it, I very much doubted what you said about your drinks.
Who'd have thought it? Diona and Changyun are actually kind of similar. Xiao? What's wrong?
Look over there.
You mean the leaf?
Something's written on it.
What? You can see that from over here?
Давайте поднимем его и посмотрим.
Oh yeah, or it'll get swept away.
Ну, ми ще граємо за все. Сяо.
There's a poem written on it. The Conqueror of Demons has truly amazing vision.
Let Paimon see!
Кому цікаво, паузу нажимайте і читайте.
It sounds like the author is writing about the first time they met their true love.
Although the following lines suggest that they didn't end up together.
Why write a poem on a fallen leaf? The flowing waters are ruthless. They carry the leaves away with the current. This poem would likely have vanished into the void had we not found it. It makes no sense to me.
Иногда люди пишут стихи только для того, чтобы выразить свои чувства. Пусть даже никто и не прочтет, что они написали. Ой, не важно, что брат, конечно.
That's true. I've heard Singcho say something similar before. When there's things that you're unable to say, or just never had the chance to say before it was too late, if it can be put on paper, it can be expressed as poetry.
Is it kind of like wishing at a fountain? I used to do that sometimes when I was little. So, that means that our mystery poet was probably hoping that someone would read it, right? You think? Then, should we write a poem in reply?
But we don't know who wrote it. How can we reply?
Why not go upstream?
Upstream? Why?
The ink looks fresh. It can't have been written too long ago. This withered leaf floated down with the current. If we travel further upstream and drop a leaf into the same waters, it should be carried down past the original writer.
Cool! Aw, this is so romantic! Communicating with a mystery person using poems on fallen leaves! But how do we make sure that they'll receive it?
We can write extra copies and drop the leaves in different places. As they say, where there's a will, there's a way. Surely at least one of our leaves will find a path.
Either way, it's our only option.
Then let's make like a tree and head upstream!
О, боже мій. Куди нам дальше? Так, тепер нам сюди бачу. Ой, щось так бистро. Кабанчик на мене напав.
Upstream, upstream, up we go! Oh, did you think of what to write yet? Ooh, great! Now give it here, and Paimon will toss it into the water!
Вся отличная идея. Похоже, тебе по душе наш праздник.
Things you never had the chance to say before it was too late. When silence is the final word, we mourn the loss of things unheard.
Вся из себя получился бы отличный поэт.
I have little talent for, nor knowledge of poetry.
The leaf's in the water! Look, it's like a little boat. Merrily, merrily down the stream, life is but a dream.
We should probably pick up the pace. We still have a few more leaves to set afloat, and we need to get back before it gets dark.
Okay, let's go! Uh-huh, what's this? You two having a private chat?
Шушукались без Паймана.
No, it's nothing.
Ни о чем.
I just hope this isn't all in vain.
Вертаємося назад, нас портирують. О, друга команда.
The scenery here is quite beautiful. Let's pause here to seek some inspiration.
Should we set up camp? Oh, please wait a moment. I'll pitch the tent.
It's an inspiration walk. There's no need for all that.
Okay. Well, I'll conduct reconnaissance nearby to ensure this area is safe, and see if I can't scavenge any firewood or food while I'm at it.
Wait, reconnaissance?
It means survey the environment and plan our route forward. It's the foundation of all operations while out in the wild.
Are all inspiration walks in Mondstadt this complicated? They're acting like this is completely normal. Am I the weirdo here?
Неужели это я здесь главный чудак?
In that case, I'll conduct reconnaissance with Mika.
Huh? Oh, okay then. Now I have to try and make small talk. Should I mention the scenery?
Про погоду.
Very well. Then leave the camp to me.
О боже, ну це дали жару. Ай. От побільше такого юмору, щось похоже,
So,
ну.
Singcho, do you, go on inspiration walks often, or
I do. I always get bored when I'm cooped up at home. So I head out for a stroll. Life gets busy. You have to steal a moment of leisure when you can.
Cool. Oh, over there, firewood.
Да, ну що-то любить одиночество, це сінцю і все. Видиш, ну, по сюжету там цікаво наче було. Так, ми починаємо. Тут бачу качки плавають. М'ясо вже добули, буде що хавати. Звісно, одну качечку завалили, мало б де. Треба ще м'ясо знайти. Травички вже знайшли, м'ятою смажимо. Вже буде що хавати. О. Жемчужина якась. Втікли білочки. Що то було у нас? Ну, нам сюди. Бо побільше такого юморця, щось не точно такого, ну щось класне треба, щоб ігрок не скучав, щоб було інтересно. Тобто два варіанти, або максимально дуже цікавий сюжет, або якщо у вас не виходить цікавий сюжет, то хоч юмора трошки туди впихнути. Хавчика назбирали вже, де що хавати груш. Що ми шукаємо тут? А, значить тут треба бой нам зробити. Ну давай, подивимося тут.
Rain outlines your fate. Grain cutter.
Now's our chance.
Мика у нас вроде хиллер, то есть медик. Не ошибаюсь. Чого нема?
With this wood and the food I brought along, we can definitely put together a decent lunch.
You've got quite a knack at wilderness survival. I'll give you that.
Thanks. I was on an expedition with the Grandmaster of the Knights of Favonius for a while, not too long ago. I was in charge.
Oh? You sound like a character from an adventure novel. Charging across the world, sword in hand.
What? No, I'm nowhere near as amazing as all that.
В своїх грах я привик, що губи шевеляться, та я ще жду, а тут губи перестають шевелитися, та й буває рідко нажимаю рану. Ну, типа, щоб далі текст. Да, тут є автотекст, але іноді буває багато тексту, я не співаю прочитати. Та мені треба вручну нажимати. Ну, щоб я спів прочитати, я ж теж мені цікаво читати, що вони говорять. А то іноді я буду не співати і не буду знати, що вони там розказують. Да, в большинстве случаев, конечно, я успеваю прочитать.
If I really run into a powerful enemy, I always leave it for someone stronger to deal with.
You're too modest, Mika. A hero is measured not by the blood on his sword, but by what's in his heart. As long as a righteous heart that yearns to aid others beats within your chest, no matter where you go, or what you have achieved, you may be called a hero.
That all sounded pretty profound. Well, I've never even thought about any of that before.
Hello? Are you okay? Maybe we should return, lest Noelle be forced to wait on us.
Oh, sure.
You're back! Did everything go smoothly? Do you need a cloth to wipe the sweat from your brow?
No need, thanks. All clear. There's no danger in the vicinity. Noelle, your cooking is amazing. Every single dish is so tasty.
Truly astounding. I never imagined it was possible to enjoy such a satisfying meal in the great outdoors.
Really? Then what do you usually eat when you're out on an inspiration walk?
Oh, well, since I usually sneak out from home, I just grab some dried snacks to take with me. Add in whatever fruit I pick along the way, and that's my lunch.
By sneaking out, you mean running away from home?
That's right. Or sometimes, I'll tell a cover story like, I'm going out to take care of business.
But if you get caught, won't you get disciplined?
So, just don't get caught.
Huh. Anyway, did anything interesting come up while you were out scouting?
Well, Xingqiu and I talked about what it means to be a hero. Now that I think about it, by Xingqiu's definition, you should be considered a hero too, Noelle.
Huh? Me?
You're always happy to help everyone in the Knights of Favonius. Not only that, but whenever we're out training, you help out the citizens of Mondstadt. Oh, remember that time when a giant boulder was blocking the road? You cut it in two with a single blow.
Oh? Sounds like she has both a heroic spirit and incredible martial prowess.
Don't. Oh, please don't praise me like that. We should talk about what we came here to do. Finding inspiration.
Miss Hu Tao said something about pocketing our poetic thoughts. But so far all we've done is gather some firewood and cook lunch. I have no idea what to write.
You can write about anything. Looking at Cor Lapis, one can't help but wonder if one's own heart is as bright and clear as jade. Observing silk, so bright and beautiful, one pauses to consider whether it ever feels the sadness and sorrow that humans do.
So, we have to connect our internal world with the external one?
Exactly. But that's just one of many possible methods. Perhaps you might gaze out at the bridge in the distance, and see a woman leaning on the railing, looking as if her heart is laden by sorrows that even the rushing waters below cannot wash away.
Huh? Wait! I saw her at the gala yesterday. She wrote one of the riddles we answered. Why don't we go say hi?
Ну давай підемо поздоровимося. Привітаємося. О, а нолька моя, походу. Ну да, нолька моя. Гладіатори і волча погибель. Да, нолька моя. Бажоку шансу у мене дуже мало. Хоча квіта багато. Чо там було? Дивіться, допробна нолька, дайте подивимося, що мені дали там за пробну. Буде дуже цікаво. Біла тінь. Ну ти що за парашу дали? Ну, понятно, моєму мечові програє, звісно, але біла тінь, ну, якби для начала непогано. Так, артефакти дали церемонії древні знаті. Пожадничали, 300 звіздечки дали. Таланти 8, 11, 8. Ну, має 9, 13, 13. Бо артефакти нельзя подивитися, да? Нельзя. Бо ну не шанса більше 57% на 17%. Зато критів тут мало. У мене 177. А тут 92. Ну, дуже мало. Це ж воно 70 на 80. На 85% більше в мене шанс. Крита, можна сказати. А, те ще не і атаки мало, защити проти моєї.
You seem tired. Would you like some tea? I'll brew you some. Do you take sugar? 1 cube or 2?
Hello, ma'am. How fortuitous it is that we meet again.
Добрий день. Тут же треба було казати добрий вечір.
Hello. Are you here on your inspiration walk too?
Yes. Allow me to introduce ourselves. I am Xingqiu, and this is Noelle and Mika.
Ну, це странно, що як це так, ми типа зараз граємо, виходить, за 0, Синцю і Міку, і тут нас не участвує путешественниця, тобто немає ні Люміна, ні Ітера, бо головні ж герої Люмін і Ітер. І коли ми граємо сюжет, то везде ми участвуємо. А це щось я такого не пам'ятаю, щоб ми десь грали і не було головного героя. Ми тут нема нас. Ми тут не участвуємо. Прикольно.
Thank you for accepting our answer to your riddle yesterday.
Oh, don't mention it. It's all in good fun. I'm Kelly Rowe.
Калероя.
So, Miss Caliroy, are you from Fontaine?
That's right. I was traveling in the area and just happened to see there was a poetry event being held at Stone Gate. It looked fun, so I thought I'd drop in.
Your riddle yesterday made quite an impression on me. It was uniquely evocative. Have you studied Liyue poetry before?
I haven't, actually. I've just picked up a few things here and there from chatting with people throughout my travels.
Amazing! So you're a natural poet.
We noticed you standing on the bridge from quite some distance away. Are you drawing poetic inspiration from the flowing current beneath your feet?
I haven't finished my poem yet. The water here was just so peaceful and calming. I stopped for a moment and lost myself in admiring it.
Well, since we're all here, why not head back with us to the venue for tonight's festivities? It's getting late after all.
Huh? Are you sure?
We can walk and talk. Perhaps the mingling of ideas will give rise to new inspiration.
I'd personally like to hear Miss Callie Rowe's couplet. I'm sure I can learn something.
Well, if you're all in agreement, I've got no reason not to join you.
Да, ну то я не буду відказуватися, я до вас приєднаюся. А то знову вже назад портирують.
Woohoo! The first team is back, right on schedule.
Huh? The others have yet to return?
Come on! Let's hurry!
Ну да, трошки запізнилась.
We're not too late, are we?
Just how far did you all go?
Everyone catch your breath. Come on, deep breaths. 1, 2. Now, don't panic. The party hasn't started yet.
We made it! Oh, Paimon's exhausted.
С каких это пор ты устаешь летать, лентяйка?
Paimon gets tired if she has to fly too fast. Oh, not to mention dropping all those leaves. Paimon's hands are cramping up.
Huh. Sounds like someone needs to exercise more.
Huh? You guys picked up a new teammate while you were out?
Indeed. This is Kelly Rowe. I believe you'll remember her from yesterday, though you weren't introduced.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, but you're not the only ones who's called in reinforcements. Look who we got! Wait. Yeah? Where'd he go?
Сяо втік.
Xiao, come on out!
Now that we've all regrouped, let's... Scratch that. Looks like we're still waiting on my co-host.
They say roosters crow at first light, and finches go to bed at night. But Director Hu Tao's always on the ball. Anytime, anywhere, she'll answer your call.
Are the theatrics really necessary? We're already on day 2 of the festival. The opening ceremony is over.
But my dear, dear Paimon, it seems you are not yet aware. That was not for my own sake, but for a special guest who's joining us today.
Director Hu's manner is as exuberant as ever. It always makes quite an impression.
О, какие люди пришли к нам на свято. До нас прийшов Архонт. Ну, тільки ми знаємо, більше ніхто ж не знає це.
Oh boy! Now this is a surprise.
Вот это новость. Там би підійшло б ідеально. Ого, вот это гость.
Mr. Zhongli, I hope you are well.
Xingqiu, what can you tell me about Mr. Zhongli? He seems like somebody very important.
Yes, he's held in very high regard in Liyue Harbor. He's extremely erudite in many different domains of knowledge.
Allow me to introduce you all to Zhongli, a consultant at the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. His expertise is limitless, stretching from the celestial orbs to the terrestrial ores, spanning modern and ancient culture, delving into literature both prosaic and poetic. He may be my subordinate, but he is certainly a qualified poetry expert, and so we have invited him here tonight to judge the compositions.
The director exaggerates. I am but vaguely acquainted with a few lines of classical poetry. Should you consider me to be remiss in my appraisal of your own compositions, please correct me.
Yeah, enough with the modesty already. If I didn't know better, I'd say you seemed nervous. Just focus on judging.
Please rest assured that I shall rise to the occasion, Director.
Let me do a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great! Equal numbers on both sides.
Huh? Are you counting me too? Okay, fine. But consider this a favor.
With our Fontaine friend present, perhaps we should rename this event to the Three Nations Congenial Poetry Gala. Also, I'm just noticing that Paimon should only count as a half teammate at most. That kind of puts Team Traveler at a bit of a disadvantage. Well, how about this? I'll join in as well. Director Hu Tao, here to help out in your hour of greatest need. What does everyone think?
Naturally, the more the merrier. Being the host of the festival shouldn't stop you from having the chance to enjoy it like the rest of us.
Then, it's settled. Everyone else in the audience, feel free to join in too and support your favorite team.
What about me? Shall I keep track of the score?
No need for that. The teams are just a formality. We're all friends here, and this isn't intended to be competitive. But what do you think, Judge Zhongli?
I concur, Director. Moreover, it would be disingenuous to impose upon our friends from Mondstadt and Fontaine a competition in which they are judged on how rigorously they can adhere to Liyue poetic conventions. Since this is a congenial poetry gala, should we not begin with inspiration and finish with friendly conversation? The aim being for all participants to enjoy themselves.
That's a relief. I was so nervous about this, but it sounds like it's gonna be pretty relaxed.
Couldn't have asked for a better judge. Zhongli said everything I was supposed to say, only far more eloquently. So, without further ado, I shall pass the baton to Venti.
No problem. Friends old and new, put on your thinking caps and take a deep breath of fresh air. The second stage of our poetry gala will now commence. Matching couplets.
Perhaps I could break the ice with a humble contribution to inspire others to share their brilliance. Please listen to the first line in the couplet. Lounging in luxury inside a Shinue kiosk booth, delighting in countless contemporary tastes.
What? He managed to think of one already? Oh.
Shinue Kiosk. Should that be paired with Lily Pavilion? Or are they too similar for a couplet? Oh, this is pretty difficult.
Shinue Kiosk. Contemporary tastes? I guess I should pair the modernity of their VIP dining experience with an emblem of the past. Ah! Maybe where I was training that one time. That was quite ancient. The weather was terrible that day. Okay, I got something. Surrounded by history, outside a Tianheng Pass pavilion, as lightning sets the boundless tenebrous skies ablaze.
Wow! Chongyun completed the couplet!
Xinyue Kiosk is a renowned modern restaurant, while the mountain pass of Tianheng is a prominent historical landmark. These two iconic locations form a complementary pair. The imagery also contrasts rather well between the two halves of the couplet. One half describing a leisurely and comfortable indoor scene, the other portraying a hazardous outdoor scenario where there is no protection from the elements.
Huh? I was just describing what I experienced that day. I guess I just got lucky. Alright then. I guess I'll start the next couplet. Mind pines for Mingyun, flesh confined to Qingse, spirit striding high on Zheyun's clouds.
Oh, Chongyun, you dark horse. Looks like you came to play today.
This conjures the image of one with lofty aspirations, whose life is limited to a small town, but who awaits the opportunity to one day ascend above the clouds. The use of various locations for their symbolism is quite novel indeed.
Oh! Soul shines like jade stone, dressed in finest silkwear. Lucent heart still beats within me now.
Wow, how did Noelle do that?
A superb line. It employs the metaphor of precious stone to describe one of noble and moral character, with a pure and clear heart. The symbolism in this case is centered around objects, truly the work of a skilled poet.
That was a commendable couplet.
All thanks to your guidance while we were out on our inspiration walk.
I'd like to start the next couplet. Up into the misty karst, down among the grassy marsh, all for lotus seed and bird egg soup.
Lotus seed and bird egg soup? What is it, Diona? Did you think of a second line for the couplet? No. Everyone's poems are so complicated. I need more time just to understand them. But when I heard lotus seed and bird egg soup, it made me think of berry and mint burst. Maybe because I mixed a similar drink recently.
North beyond the Starfell Lake, south across the windswept plains, just for berry squeezed and mint infused.
Що? Щось у лісі здохло? Що це таке? У нашій Любін прорізався голос? Що серйозно? Боже мій, рекорди Гіннеса. Ай-яй-яй-яй, хойорси завезли озвучку для нашої Люмін. Ай-яй-яй, аплодисменти, аплодисменти. Вау, та ти шо, вау. Та ти шо, реально, рекорди Гіннеса, вау. Да, прикиньте. Не, ну я приятно удивлен, конечно, здивований. Прям піздець. Да, бо наша Люмін обично ж тільки говорить по пару слів, як би сказати, коли відкривається нова локація, коли в Лію була, прийшла по сюжетно, там пару слів сказала, не знаю, скільки там за плакати розвічте мені. Тоді в Інадзумі сказала там щось, не знаю, жить забудь, що вона там сказала, то пару слів. Тоді в Сумеру там качала на хід, я тебе спасу, щось таке. І ще було, виходить, в Сумеру, коли ми застрягли там в овряній петлі, і ми вже починали йшли на хіду, але вона була в другому обліку, і ми з нею говорили, але ми, і там ми, виходить, якби думали, як вибратися з овряної петлі. І, виходить, там була озвучка, коли наша Люмін, як би сказати, розмишляла, там, виходить, давали варіанти із словами, і нам треба було їх соєдиняти. І коли ми обирали, вона говорила, але вона, виходить, якби розмишляла сама в собі. Тобто екран затемніли, типу, і вона розмишляла, думала, там, соображала, як вибратися, там, сопоставляла слова туди-сюди, і це було звучно. Але це со сторони це виглядало, будь-то би вона стоїть сама собі, і собі щось там думала. Тобто, зі сторони там Нахіда, там Паймон, коли на неї думала, вони нічого не чули. Зі сторони вони дивились на цю нашу Люмін і думали, що вона про щось там думає, зображала. Але якби для нас це було, будь-то би, якби ми самі для себе говорили. І там була озвучка. Але смисл був в тому, що вона, якби озвучка була, але це були мислі наші. Мислі Люмін. І тобто це вже не вважається. Вважається це тоді, коли все зараз. Тобто всі стоять, між собою говорять. І наша, путешественниця, наша головна героїня заговорила. Оце вже вважається озвучка, і це вже правильно. Оце вже вважається. І оці моменти були тільки оце ж в Лію, коли ти поможіть мені плакати розклеїти. Це вона сказала в Лію. Тоді вона і на Зумі щось сказала, теж, мабуть, там 3 слова, наверно, я геть вже й не поняв. Наверно, щось там мелочне сказала і не поняв. Явно щось там зрадне. І в Сумеру сказала, що там Нахіда, там кричала, спасу тебе, що все. І тут така неожиданність, наша Люмін заговорила. Щось в лісі здохло. Треба занести тебе в рекорди Гіннеса, походу. Ні, класно, молодці, озвучили. Тож можна, щоб вона, якби іноді говорила отакого? Можна. Я вже казав, це не созданий персонаж, це заготовлений персонаж, і вона должна говорити. Хоч потрошки, але должна говорити. А то настільки Паймон час своїм язиком і все, вже надоїдається. Хоч би щось якесь смішне говорила. І вам здравствуйте, не можу тебе прочитати, як тебе звати. Тобто, молодці. Молодці. Я рад, що озвучка появилась. Мені кажеться, вряд ли вона буде довга. Зараз подивимося, скільки вона ще буде говорити.
No wonder everyone praises the traveler so highly. You answered so quickly.
Both halves of this couplet require intimate knowledge of the terrain in question and the local plants that may be found there. The two of you are clearly both seasoned travelers.
Does this mean I helped? Meowza!
Да, ти дуже допомогла.
Hey now, Zhongli. Don't just praise everything you hear. You should question and press them a bit. Don't worry about upsetting anyone. After all, I'm here to take the heat.
Then allow me to try another. Qingxin has no heart. Still, it soothes the human heart.
Is she talking about the medicinal effects of Qingxin? This is a hard one to match.
Ну да, а тут мислі не озвучені, вже все. Синь. И слово цинь-синь имеет значение сердце. Но самого цвітка нет серця. А Паймон взагалі не може розмишляти і думати. Ну да. Сяо, наблюдай за нами.
Sweet dream is no dream, yet it nurtures people's dreams.
Та ти шо, ще озвучка була. Аплодисменти, хойверси. Вау. Та ти шо. Інтересно, скільки ще буде озвучки, мені цікаво. Ну ти що, так тяжко це озвучити? Не тяжко, круто, супер.
Sweet dream. Does that really match?
Since the suitability of the match has been queried, I shall act according to the director's wishes and ask you, what is the link between Sweet Dream and Qingxin?
Сладкий сон – это название десерта.
Oh, you mean eating a delicious dessert before bed will make you sleep well, right? You're amazing!
Значить, сьогодні ночью Сяо охранял наш сон.
Then I agree. The two halves of the couplet match. This point is well deserved.
Points for me, points for thee. This judge gives out points for free. But if you ask me, everyone's being a little too conventional so far. Let's push the envelope a little. Go nuts!
Oh? In that case, why don't you finish this one for me, Hu Tao? Round moon in the heavens, full moon at night. Celebrate with circle of friends.
Oh, square meals in the basement. Big bowls of rice, decorate with cuboids of meat.
Huh? What?
Ah, we have ourselves a pedant's couplet. The two halves have no thematic connection, yet each word has its perfect parallel, meaning the two halves do form a cohesive whole. The strict pairings make this no easier to achieve than a thematically coherent couplet.
Blah, 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 blah. So verbose. Zhongli, just tell me if I got a point or not.
Of course you did. I presumed it went without saying.
Ahem. Through Cheongji, I walked 100 miles. At Guili, I ended my march. In Dihua, the silver grass grows in 2 styles, but horsetails don't trot out the marsh.
From vendors, I bought some 15 steaks. At dinner, I sizzled the lot. At pressure, the tenderloin cooks in 2 ticks, but 15 won't fit in the pot.
Huh?
So that's a pedant's couplet. Paimon thinks she can do that too.
Ну да, там взагалі нічого не в'яжеться. Ні прошле, ні це, а щось хватало, що це добивається, непонятно.
I thought of one. Wolf hooks can't hook Baron Bunny. Aw, that's a cute couplet.
Sweet flowers can't outsweet Sister Barbara.
Huh?
Now, that's the passion we like to see. Although, unfortunately, your response was technically 1 word too long.
In that case, Whopper flowers can't whop Jumpy Dumpty.
Oh, this Mondstadter's got talents.
I'm so relieved I at least managed to get 1.
Nestling by a roaring fire, scent of tea wafts from the stove, reading through the heart of clear springs.
Wow, Noelle came up with another one. Come on, match the couplet. Paimon knows you can do it.
Ой, Пам, почему ты сама не попробуешь, глупышка?
Do you really think Paimon has what it takes?
Попробуй себя в роли формалиста. Просто подбери пару к каждому слову и составь предложение.
Fine, Paimon will give it a whirl. Nestling by a roaring fire, scent of tea wafts from the stove, reading through the heart of clear springs. Seething in the pouring rain, sword of pain swipes at my foe, beating up the eye of the storm. What? Really?
Yes, very good. The image of challenging powerful foes in the harshest of conditions seemed to manifest before my eyes, and it was perfectly juxtaposed against the atmosphere of leisurely reading with a cup of freshly brewed tea.
Really? Maybe Paimon has a knack for this after all.
It appears that my services as a judge are no longer needed.
Paimon's so happy! Paimon managed to match a bunch of couplets at the end. You did hear them all, right?
I really enjoyed myself too. Oh, I never knew Liyue's couplet poetry was so much fun.
You were amazing today, Noelle. You did so many couplets. Paimon especially liked your one about reading Heart of Clear Springs. Paimon never could have thought of that.
Miss Kelly Roy, are you okay? You look like you're getting tired.
Don't worry, I'm fine. Thanks for asking. Although, I do have a question I'd like to ask. Have all of you read Heart of Clear Springs?
Я еще не читал.
I haven't actually read it.
My dad told me this story once. It's about a spring fairy and a young boy.
Oh yes, the story of a spring fairy who left her homeland and met a boy under the moonlight in a faraway land. The boy poured out his heart to her, and she listened to his stories. Over time, the boy grew up and began to develop feelings for the spring fairy. But the spring fairy didn't understand human love and was afraid that making a promise to him would ultimately end in tragedy. And so, I don't know if Diona's father mentioned the part about the kiss to her.
In the end, the spring fairy left the boy and was never heard from again.
Ah, yes, that's it. Many years went by, and the boy became an old man. But he never stopped believing that the fairy was real, and not just a dream.
Sounds like a tragic tale.
So, what do you guys think of the spring fairy in the story?
I'm sure she made her decision with the best of intentions, but the boy couldn't hope to understand why she left. It's a shame that the misunderstanding never got cleared up.
Well, do you think she should go back and see that boy again, if she ever had another chance?
Now? But isn't he an old man by the end of the story?
Isn't it a bit late? What if it just led to more regrets? Oh, sorry. Maybe I'm being too pessimistic.
If Paimon was that boy... Actually, Paimon would definitely want to see the spring fairy again, no matter how old Paimon got. After all, she's the love of his life, right?
I see.
Oh? Looks like the party's still going strong over here. Are you coming up with more couplets? Need my help?
Stick to hosting, Tone Deaf Bard. If you get involved, you'll only match every couplet yourself and not leave any for the rest of us.
I never knew you had such a high opinion of my abilities, Paimon. But the couplet games are all over now. Tomorrow's theme is freestyle poetry.
Do we have to share our own poems with everyone?
That's right. If you're not feeling confident, don't worry. It's never too late to register for Venti's Poetry Cram class.
За бокал виски.
I'll sign up.
Oh, me too.
Hold on there, Buster. Before you start peddling your classes, just how much freedom is there with this freestyle poetry exactly? Aren't there any requirements at all?
It's as free as the winds that blow. And there's nothing freer. There are no limits to genre, form, content, or anything else. So long as it comes from the heart, you're welcome to put it into poetry. Give it a try. There's no better chance to express your innermost thoughts.
Whoa, that's almost too much freedom. Paimon can't decide which way to go. Our travels? Or maybe all the food that the travelers cooked for Paimon. Will you come too, Kelly Roy? Paimon wants to see what you write.
Oh, yes. I'll be there.
Ugh, my nose is starting to itch again. All right, I shall leave you to privately ponder your poems and bid you all good night. See you tomorrow.
Слезы в листе. Вторая глава завершена. Так, 80 камушки забрали. Так. Треба знову время перемотати. Друзі, ох, так хорошо совпадает, так класно. Що затягнулося цей сюжет реально вже, що у нас 2 часа 15 хвилин, де сюжет що?
Huh? Looks like we're a few people short today.
Morning, friends. Singcho said he wants to take some time and focus on writing poems, so he'll join us later.
Noelle has other duties today, so she asked me to tell everyone not to wait up for her.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. What about Kelly Roy, though? She said I got here really early, but I haven't seen her yet.
Are you talking about the girl with the blue hair? I saw her on the bridge near Dihua Marsh during my morning training. She looked a little upset, so I didn't want to disturb her.
Upset? Oh no! What should we do? Was it something we said last night? Oh, Paimon's worried.
Да, потрібно знайти її.
I agree. If she's run into some kind of trouble, I'd like to help her.
Huh? You're all going? Then I'm coming too.
Shall we start with the bridge? We're all here a little early, so there should be time.
Good idea. We'll be back in a jiffy.
Сердце глубины. 3 глава. Куди нам? Або бігти, або паркуватись. Ой. Може пробіжимося?
Quietly.
Ну, співтікти ж.
Busted.
Oh, so this is the place? We ran into her here yesterday, too. She looked like something was weighing on her mind then as well.
It's also not far from where we were dropping those leaves.
Huh.
Oh, right. We were so busy matching couplets we forgot to mention.
Interesting. I wonder... Could Miss Callie Roy have been the one who wrote that poem on the leaf?
Hmm? What makes you say that?
Oh, sorry. Nothing. Well, nothing concrete. Just a hunch, I guess. It's just... That poem on the leaf kinda gave me the same feeling as when I saw her yesterday.
Now that you mention it, this is upstream from where we found the poem.
Huh? Hey, look! Over there! Another leaf! Wow, you're right! And this one has writing on it too! After that leaf!
Нам один свистком бігти. Ой, добре, що в мене айка є. Йдемо навпрошки.
Why does it have to float so quickly?
Ми тебе спасемо тоді, якщо ти впадеш в воду. А тут листочок пойме, якби впіймаєш.
It stopped.
No! We finally caught it.
Are the words still legible? Or have they been washed out?
Looks like the ink's intact. Let Paimon take a look at what it says. Huh? This is related to the poem we wrote in reply yesterday. She must have picked up one of our leaves. Spring. Young boy. It's looking a lot like Callie Roe was the one who wrote this.
She seems to care a lot about that story, huh?
Actually, when Paimon first saw her, Paimon was wondering, do you think... is it possible that she's,
Для начала потрібно її знайти.
Based on the current and accounting for wind strength... Everyone, please follow me.
Далеко. Ого. За нольку ми тут починали. Хто там був? Ноль? Міку і Сінцю був, да, вроді? Тобто вони були тут. А ми грали, виходить, за Сяо, то ми грали десь. Ну, ходили десь тут. Тобто далеко друг від друга, виходить. Так, ну, нам сюди.
This should be far enough upstream. Let's split up and search the area.
Callie Roe! Callie Roe!
Я не прочитав, що там було написано. По пригоні сразу все. Чи там монстри були?
She's surrounded by hilly churros! Let's go save her!
О,
Quietly now. Here comes the catch. Sakura swirl! Take flight!
ізі було.
Callie Roe, are you okay?
Що це за якийсь пузир?
What's that?
Чекайте, це ж цей пузир із того івента, я тільки ж забув, як він називається. Там зв'язаний з клей чи з додуками там.
It's a huge water droplet.
This is exactly what I saw the other day.
Huh? Why are you all looking at me like that? Oh no! My body... is it...
That voice is definitely Callie Roy's.
How did this happen? Please wait a moment. Oh no. Did I use up too much energy?
How did you... What's going on here? Miss Callie Roe, are you some kind of adeptus?
No. I'm so sorry for deceiving you all for so long. Actually, I'm an Oceanid who flowed here from Fontaine long ago.
What's an Oceanid?
Ah, the Grandmasters mentioned them before. The Oceanids were the familiars of the former Hydro Archon. They all fled Fontaine after the Archon died and settled across the world.
That's correct. Though, to tell you the truth, I can't even completely recall how I found myself here. I have a vague impression of my ancestral home, but I can't recall clearly anything I saw on my journey. All I know is that by the time I arrived in Mondstadt, I had lost most of my power and couldn't even sustain a physical form. Eventually, I settled in a place called Springvale, where I slowly began to regain my power. Springvale is a serene and beautiful place. The water that flows through there is clear and pure, just like the hearts of the people who dwell there.
So you're the Spring Fairy of Springvale?
Yes, Diona, and I remember you too, you know. When you were little, you often came to the spring at night to speak with me.
Really? You're not messing with me, are ya?
I always thought that was just a local legend.
Your favorite little pillow, the fish one? Its name is Bubbles, is it not?
Yep! All those childhood memories. So they weren't just a dream. So, if this is true, then all those things written on the leaves...
Шелком медовых струсился на землю свет полночной луны. Мальчик у родника обернулся седым стариком.
I see. So you were the ones who found my leaf. Well, you are correct. The Spring Fairy and Heart of Clear Springs is me.
No wonder you were asking us so many questions about it. So, the boy from the story...
is Finch. I always loved listening to people's dreams, and still do to this day. Whether they're beautiful, sad, or filled with emotions I couldn't understand at the time. One night, a little boy came to the spring. The tears that fell from his face were more fragile than a moonbeam, and purer than the morning dew. I like humans, and wanted to understand them better. I also wanted to make sense of the feelings contained in his tears that were, then, a mystery to me.
Да, и вы подружились?
Yes, we often met under the stars, sharing our stories with one another. Sometimes, we'd stay up all night and see who would hear the first bird chirping from the boughs, or the first cicada of summer.
Aww, that's...
But one day, just like the book says, I saw an emotion in Finch's eyes that I couldn't reciprocate. I felt out of my depth, in uncharted waters. But I knew all too well that we Lockfolk face a very different fate from that of humans. Whatever was happening, I didn't want it to lead to Finch writing a chapter of his life that he would later come to regret. So, I fled, and never appeared before him again.
Oh, Caliroe.
My strength returns very slowly, and even after decades, I can only sustain a physical form for a very short time. I once hoped that Finch would be able to move on, and meet me when the stars in the night sky have all gone out. But after seeing so many people's stories, and hearing about all their dreams, I have gradually come to understand Finch's heart. This feeling of wanting to respond to his feelings is surging relentlessly in my chest, and I can no longer restrain it. But I'm also scared. Scared that if I go and see him now, I'll bring nothing but disappointment, and even more pain when it comes time to part.
Oh.
It really is a difficult choice.
Please go see him.
Huh?
I know Grandpa Finch, and he's a really kind person. When I was struggling to learn how to draw maps, he was always encouraging me. telling me not to give up, always keep trying, and get out there and have some adventures. He often tells me stories about his past, but I've never once seen a look of regret or sadness in his face. And even though Grandpa Finch loves adventures, he still stands there by the spring every day, as if he's waiting for something. I believe that he's serious about his feelings for you, Miss Callie-Roe. He's never stopped hoping that he'll see you again one day. So if you want to see him too, then what are you waiting for? Huh? Oh, sorry. I think I got a bit too excited and I just thought... Well,
I understand. That settles it. I've decided. I will go back and see Finch.
You will? Amazing! That's great!
But I'd like to ask all of you for some help.
Sure. Just say the word. We'll help you any way we can.
Would you come to Springvale with me and help to bring Finch to my side? I cannot maintain this form for much longer, and I'm worried others will see me how I was just before.
Leave it to me. I'm really close with Grandpa Finch.
Also, please keep Finch's in my secret. I wouldn't want Springvale's tranquil waters to become agitated on account of all this.
Your secret is safe with me.
I won't tell anyone. That's a promise.
Great. I can't thank you all enough.
What's wrong? Are you gonna turn back into a water droplet?
No, I'm sorry. It's just that my mind's racing. As much as I want to talk to him again, I'm still worried that I won't have the words when the time comes. A poem?
Чтобы передать свои сокровенные чувства, чтобы сказать все слова, что ты не успела сказать.
Okay, good idea. I'll write him a poem. And it will be called Heart of Clear Springs.
Що називається? Так, ну що, треба закінчувати, чи що? У другій частині дограємо.
My apologies.
Так. Куди там далі? Сюди. Так, це ми йдемо до цього дідушку, і вона стихотворення напише, що... Бачу, так швидко. Так, ну да, нам в цю сторону я бачу. Ой, що сюди таке. Так, буду вдячним тим, хто поставив лайки, кому подобається, якби, моє проходження. Так, ну що, думаю, у другій часті ми продовжимо і закінчимо сюжетку вже. І почнемо вже грати, ну, ті ігри, які нам предлагають. Так, що там, все ж працювало, да? Да, все працює хорошо. Так, ну що ж, на цьому і закінчимо. Ми грали в Genshin Impact на PlayStation 4. Поезія, вот перша часть. Всім пока-пока, зустрінемося в другій часті.